I remember when we asked you, we asked UD, we talked to Alonzo about Bam. You all said the same thing. Like he works so damn hard, and that you only had to tell him one thing once, and he just processed that way more maturely than somebody I guess at his age was 29 at the time. And it feels like a lot of the guys around the team this year are saying the same things about Tyler Herro. So, like, what is particularly with Miami? Like, what is that secret sauce of the young guys that guys just glam onto and feel like they have that it factor? Because I think it was Jay Crowder who said one of the reasons that they trust him so much on this big stage because they know that he puts in the work in practice to take those shots, and you feel good about him in those moments, even with him only being 20.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you got to give the credit to the individuals. You got to give the credit to their parents. You got to give credit to Bam's mother and who raised him. Right? They raised a young man, and they didn't raise a kid. He didn't come in as a kid. He came in as a young man. And Tyler came in, you got to give credit to him and his surroundings and where he played because he came in ready. He has that it factor. Some things you're born with. But, when it comes to, the Miami Heat and the work, that's what you do with Miami. Everyone knows this. You're going to work. And I know people are like, oh, it's just work. Everyone works. No, everyone don't work like Miami works. And as a player, especially young guys, if they still doing it the same way, as a player, you get to walk upstairs before practice start, and the younger guys they are full sweat already before practice. Then you practice. You got to go hard. You got to do extra as a young guy. You got to get into drills more. You got to do a little more. And then after practice, they got to work again. So it's just you see the work. You see those guys getting better. So you trust them in those moments. And you can see with Tyler, they trust him. I mean, he shot some shots that I was like, ooh. At 20?
Walking the threes. I've never seen nothing like that.
Neither. Like,
just walk on in, and everybody's like, "Oh."
So that's the respect that he has in that locker room. And talking to UD, I think UD, said to me, he was like, man, this team is no one cares, like really. And I know people say that on the outside sometimes. Oh, we all celebrate each other's success. That's not always the case. That's just only when you're winning.
Yeah.
But, really, when you have a leader like Jimmy, when you have a leader like UD, right, UD is going to push the culture. He's going to push the message to the guys over and over. Jimmy is unselfish, right? He's an unselfish star in this league where he doesn't care. He can score 6 points and walk away having a great game because he does so many other things, right? But they all celebrate each other. They all actually care about each other's success. And when you have everyone from the star to the last player on the team from minute-wise really care about each other's success that way and want to see each other do well, that's why you can have the success that they're having this year.
You've said that he was the perfect match. I'm curious how you've taken this because they're in the midst of the Eastern Conference Finals right now. Game 4 against the Celtics, and you've been like, it's been fun watching on Twitter and reacting to all the big moments. And you've said like, playoff Jimmy. Let me introduce everybody to this. And now it's funny because everybody's talking about the Heat starts are slow. They're slow. Oh, they're coming out and. They got to come out of the gates firing, and Jimmy's got to shoot more. Jimmy's got to be more aggressive from the jump. So I'm curious, as a guy who's had the burden of being the guy on the team and the guy that everybody looks to, what is that like? Because he's got it seems like he doesn't waver at anything emotionally. So from playing with him, what do you think you're going to get from that? Like, is it just like he just sees how the game plays out in his own comfort, or do you think he's going to try and force the issue and things like that? It's tough to read on him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to start off this before I say what I think. I'm going to say, I don't know. I have no idea, right? But the one thing, when you're going through something like that, you listen to 1% of what everybody has to say, and 99% just trust your work, trust your team, trust your coaching staff, trust what got you here, right? But 1%, I say, because it is a few people who you allow to let in. Like Jimmy will allow me to give him some words of what I think he should do. So it's 1% of people you let in, but 99% of everybody else, no one thought the Miami Heat would be here. No one thought Jimmy would be even a great fit for it's a lot of things that people on the outside didn't even think. So don't even worry about what they think now. When you're in a playoff series, it's just all about adjustments, right? So the Heat way has been working for this many games. And then Boston made some adjustments. They made some changes. And it's like, oh, man, they got to start doing this. They got to start doing that. But it's been working for them. So, yes.
You're up 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, like, but this is how it goes. If Boston, unfortunately, if Boston wins the next game, it's gonna be like Miami ain't got a chance. They can't win. They should never been in this. It's just that's gonna be the conversation, and you got to understand that. But one thing you do, trust your work. Jimmy Butler is who he is. We know if Jimmy wanted to come out aggressive, Jimmy has the ability to come out aggressive. It's on him. He has to feel the game. He has to read the game. He has to read his teammates and understand what is needed from him. And we got to sit back and allow him to do that. And I think he will, even if he come out and pass the first 10 plays. If we hit 5 threes on those plays, no one's going to say Jimmy need to come out aggressive. Right. It's just the way it is.
If the Heat win the championship, do you think that Pat Riley would retire and go off to to SoCal with you? Like, do you think that would be the storybook for him? Like, how much longer do you think he's going to do this? He seems so happy because he found Jimmy and they seem like a match made in heaven, but I got to imagine at 75, I don't know how much longer he wants to do this. So do you think that if they were to win the championship, he'd call it?
No, I don't think so. I think we're going to have to roll him out. Like I've heard him say a lot of things over my time. He said he want to build a team to get back to a championship. And I don't see it. I see Riley just being there, and that doesn't mean someone else want to eventually come in and they kind of really help. Like, who's next, right? Who's going to be the next person to be the president of the team? They got to get to that point where they start molding somebody. Because I don't think that they're going to go from – they're going to I don't think they're going to bring nobody in from the outside. So it has to be somebody inside. So who's next? I don't know if they molding someone yet or not. So I think they're going to have to will him out. I think he's going to be around. His office is going to still be his office. And even if he's not in that position, he's still going to come in to practice every day. Like, this is his life. This is what he loves. This is him. So I don't see him going anywhere.
You looking to get molded?
Me? I live in California, man. I'm out here right now.
Thank you.
Couple years get bored. I don't know.
Do I get any credit for the Jimmy Butler? Do I get any GM love?
Yes, you do. It was a great executive move. I don't know if you want to be like Magic Johnson, where you're just like, I'll just be on the outskirts, and I could just be shadow president. Just.
I am. I listen, and I'm gonna say this too. Like I've sent Pat over the years a lot of people that I'm like, I think this guy is gonna be good. Let me just say I'm thankful that Jimmy worked out, because a lot of them ain't worked out. You just never heard of the other one.